There are two builds that are absolutely breaking the Crucible right now inside Destiny 2. And in today's video, we're going to be covering both of them, all the ins and outs, every single mod, every single subclass, aspect, and fragment that you would want to use if you're going to choose to use these broken builds. But disclaimer, I cannot legally endorse these builds. I'm only making this video because I made a promise that I would cover the two most powerful builds currently in Crucible for Season 19, okay? We're in a new season, so what everyone wants to know is what's the meta? What are the strongest builds? What should I use? Titan, Hunter, or Warlock? And disclaimer, we're going over Titan and Hunter because the data doesn't lie. We have a new chart created by Trials Report for this season, and it says that Arc Titan is responsible for 42% of the usage rate right now inside Trials, so pretty crazy stuff right there. A lot of people are rocking Arc Titan, so if you want to know what are the strongest exotics, mods, everything, we're going to go over all that in just a moment. The second strongest one is also Void Hunter, though, and if you have the exact right build, it might even be stronger than Arc Titan in some ways, but we'll get into that. Let me know your thoughts about this chart down in the comments below. Credit to Trials Report for putting that together. I found it fascinating when I was like, I can't believe there's that many Arc Titans, 42%, and Fs in the comments for Solar Titans, 0.29%. No one is a Solar Titan inside PvP these days. All right, now let's talk about the strongest build we have here. I have it on right here, everything you could ever want for having a truly diabolical Titan build. Okay, we've got Arc Titan, and we'll go over the subclass in a moment. We're using Cytans, but it's also important to note that we're going to be throwing on Bolstering Detonation. That's going to be a big part of this. And then as we go down throughout all the mods, we'll also have on Radiant Light for just a little bit more strength. And then we'll have on Utility Kickstart, which is going to be another really important one. When you use your class ability, you'll get it back, and so that way you can get as many Titan walls as possible. The goal, if you want to be truly evil, the goal is to always have a Titan wall down or have the ability to put one down. So that way you can constantly push to the middle, throw a Titan down, your team can shoot behind it, and you can get in endless battles. And if you're playing other teams that are using the meta, they're going to be shooting Titans back at you, and so it gets a bit crazy, right? And so this is the strongest one, and again, the link will be down below, and we'll go over. The super is going to be Thunder Crash, Towering Barricade for sure, PvP, Catapult Lift, Seismic Strike, Storm Grenade, obviously, it's still very strong. Touch of Thunder, Knockout, and then the fragments. We've got Spark of Shock, so it jolts them, the grenade, and then Magnitude lasts a little bit longer. And then I use Feedback and Volts, and I use them just for stats to get a little bit more resilience, a little more recovery, so that way I can make the build stronger with 100 resilience and 100 recovery. It's not entirely necessary, and if you wanted to be absolutely evil, what you could do is do a lot less recovery and weigh it into a lot more discipline. And in doing so, you could throw your grenades more often, use Bomber, tie this into putting your walls down, getting more grenades, etc., which also ties back into Bolstering Detonation, which is grants class build energy when you cause damage with your grenade. And so you don't necessarily need 100 recovery. I just choose to use it because I don't like to just live behind my Cytans. I like to use the most powerful exotic if I'm going to play Arc Titan, but I don't like to live behind Cytans. If you want to use something else that's still really strong, you can use Syntheseps, or you can use Antaeus and ape at people with a shotgun. Especially Matador 64 is apparently the most strong shotgun of Season 19, but to be determined. And then next up, we're going to go over the second strongest build, which we got Void Hunter. And I already got everything all set up for you here, so get ready for this one. Spoiler, it's going to be similar to last season, which we had Khepri Sting. And with Khepri Sting, we're also going to throw on Melee Kickstart, so that way when you throw your smoke, or use your slam rather, which I would recommend with everything, is use the slam because it lasts longer. Activate your quick fall. You're going to go invisible and get the wall hacks, and you're going to want to get your melee back as fast as possible. So actually strength is like the most important stat with this build. It's a little bit deceptive if you've used to using Hunter. A lot of people like to dodge a lot and use mobility, but for this one you're really going for a lot of strength. That's going to be your biggest bet on that. So we got Melee Kickstart on with that, and then we're also going to have on Powerful Friends. And then we also have Radiant Light on, so that way we can get as much mobility and strength as possible. And then we're going to use Outreach on the class ability. This is really important. Reduce your melee cooldown when using your class ability, so you're going to dodge around a bunch, and you're going to get your smoke back. And that's also going to tie into having high mobility. So that's the loop with that. And then we'll go over the subclass Deadfall is just the shortest cooldown super, so we want to use that, because if you don't, you'll never get a Spectral Blades in Trials, it seems like. Unless it goes to like round 9, and you have like 100 intellect. We've got Gambler's Dodge. It's not 100% necessary to use this. It's just really nice if you do get the opportunity to dodge near an enemy to get your smoke back, because that's just more invisibility, wall hacks, and all that. So Gambler's Dodge is the preferred one, but honestly, Marksman Dodge is probably just as fine. And if you're keeping your distance, might feel better at times. I've got Strafe Jump, Snare Bomb. I like Spike Grenade. You can use anything though. I actually do think Axiom Bolt is still really strong. Trapper's Ambush, Vanishing Step, and then we're going Echo of Provision, Echo of Remnants, and then Echo of Persistence. And then with a note that Dilation is actually a really cool fragment, but I'm just not using it because it doesn't tie into the build and make this build stronger. But those are the two most broken builds in PvP right now, and I'm not complaining about them. I'm just here to make the video and talk about the stats. I thought this data was pretty interesting. Let me know what you think about this again, and make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all the news in Destiny 2. Smash the like button. See you in the next one. Later.